Hello. Sorry, I'm stuck with the doing the production tonight. Joey's not here tonight. We had to kick him off from his attitude for last week, but we're going to go jump right straight into the introductions tonight.
Not easy being the fastest quarterback you've never seen. I'll be right back. There's no quicker way to get into DFS. Play Super Draft today and see for yourself.
Well, we're back. We got William. He's working hard driving his truck, but he was nice enough to come in and join us tonight while he's trying to make it back with his load. How you doing tonight, William?
I'm doing fine, man. How you doing, Spencer?
Just fine, sir. You sounding good coming in.
Good deal. Good deal. Yep.
Well, how far you got to go with this load, sir?
Oh, it's just going over to Omaha in the morning.
Well, outstanding. You're going to have that going on. Great. Tonight, one thing I'm very happy for tonight, we got a great guest tonight. We have the legendary quarterback, number 15 for Alabama, Jack Rear. But before we get to him, I want to get to our dedication tonight, sir.
Okay.
And for this, sir, I salute you. Rest in peace, sir.
Yes,
William,
yes
can you
sir.
hear me? Can you hear me now?
I sure can. Hear you loud and clear.
All right, sir. Well, by my you can hear me clear. I'm understanding that the no one else can hear us for some reason. 100, 100. Well, we'll double check, see
Oh,
what's
okay.
going on with that one.
Okay.
Anyway, let me find
Staff.
out I know, staff. Let's see what's up with this. All right, we're okay now by what I'm understanding. Obviously, my engineer came in.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I was told the dedication did not go through is what the problem is.
Yeah, I didn't hear a word except for the last bit where you was saying you were saluting them.
All right.
That's the only part that I got.
Let me try it one more time then. I apologize, people, but this gentleman deserves to be mentioned. Let me try this one more time.
Yeah.
It is my great honor. Well, for some reason, this dedication is not going through, and I really don't know why. Well, my engineers are telling me it should be going through now. So it's my great honor to bring tonight's show Sergeant Lickford French of Athens, Alabama. He was the most highly decorated WWII serviceman from Limestone County. Mr. French was at 23 years of age. He flew on an old B-17 Flying Fortress. He was an engineer and top gunner. He was awarded the Distinguished Service Cross, the second highest decoration of the United States Armed Forces. He earned his award on a mission over Nantes, France on February 6, 1944. His ship touched the button Nellie, which is funny, but it's a great name for a plane, was rocked by an explosion in the cockpit while on its way to a target. He saw the co-pilot, navigator, and bombardier all bail out of the stricken ship. He refused to leave because the pilot's parachute has burned in the explosion and could not get out of the bomber. Lickford fought the fire, suffering severe burns and cuts about the face and neck, and finally succeeded in extinguishing the fire. Lickford, despite the pain of his burns, assumed the cockpit seat in a virtually open cockpit for the remainder of the trip. Sergeant French undoubtedly saved the life of his pilot and made it possible for the safe return to the plane. And for this, sir, I salute you. Rest in peace. Tonight's show, we are having to go through without Joey tonight. He kind of showed his butt last week, and we had to kick him off for this week's show. No, truthfully, y'all, he had to go to work early, so that's why we're having all these difficulties, because it's my first show, never done it, and having to learn how to work my way through it. But we're going to be very fortunate tonight. We're going to be talking quite a bit of some Alabama football. The biggest thing is we do have Jack O'Rear, the quarterback for Alabama, number 15, going to be joining us here shortly. And we're going to be talking about the Bear Bryant days, the times of the football practices back then, and the differences between then and now. But the biggest thing that I've got to go on for tonight is there's a lot of news out there about the new 2023 recruiting class. We have some great people that's coming on that has already gave their not letter of content, but gave their verbal commitment to Alabama.
There we are.
There you are. Hey, William. I was talking about our 2023 signing class. We've had a lot of verbal commitments already in, and I really don't dig deep into that because we're not even there yet. And these young men can change their minds. They could get an NIL deal and leave. So, yes, we have some great, great names who gave their verbal commitment. But I don't get all into that because until they give their letter of content, we don't know if they're going to be here or not. What do you think, William?
I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. I mean, it's just too easy for, just to just pick up and leave. And I just don't like that.
I don't either. It's really the sad part about it is because, back in Jack O'Rear's day, once you committed, you were there. I mean, it wasn't no leaving. If you wanted to play, you busted your butt and you worked to get a playing position. Nowadays, the guys go, all right, yes, I want to be with Alabama, the number one team in the nation. I want to be with them. They are they've won more championships than anybody. But then they get there and it's hard and they want to go, don't know if I want to do this. I can go play over here and it'll be easier. Well, I mean, what does it seem like to you, William?
I mean, they need to ask themselves: do they want to go for a national championship or not? If you go to these other teams, you may not have that chance.
That is so true. That's one of the things that's bothered me the most about the NIL. The transfer portal killed me off the get-go when they were going, all right, you come in here, you don't want to be here, you can leave. And their justification for that was, well, coaches can do it too. Well, coaches are under contracts. These young men are getting a scholarship to go to a college. And if they come into the college under scholarship and they decide to transfer out, that's a wasted scholarship that another deserving person could take. I mean, it just killed me. So what's your gut feeling on all this, William?
Well, I mean, everybody knows that Alabama's a prestigious school, and I mean, you look at what wasn't Minka Fitzpatrick, wasn't he a walk-on?
Yes, he was.
He didn't have a scholarship, and look at what he did. See,
he was outstanding.
Oh yeah, he was. I mean, he could read just by what that quarterback's doing and the way everything lined up. It's I need to go this way, and he'd tell everybody just to readjust like they should. We don't have that leadership no more,
No, I guess that's one thing I want to talk to Jack about is it the way that I'm just going to say catering to the player now and not making them earn their way onto a team or whatever. I don't know if we're not teaching them how to be a man no more. I'm not sure.
Right.
Have you had a chance to keep up? I know you've been busy driving all the time. Have you had a time to check up on any of the spring practice and players that are going through?
No, I haven't. Sure haven't.
Well, one of the biggest ones literally biggest ones is Mr. Otis, our new freshman nose guard just come in. I see big things for that young man. I think he is going to be great because, as you've said in the past, we need to push up the middle. Tell us about that one.
Yeah, that's what we need. We need some that's ready to go and get after the quarterback. That's what we need.
And that's one thing Otis I see bringing into it. I watched his high school film. Then he come in almost 400 pounds, and he's dropped, I think it was 40 pounds that he was asked.
370.
70?
370 was what he weighed when he come in.
370 when he come in.
So,
he's already dropped 40 pounds.
Yeah.
So he's going to be.
That's 330. Yeah.
Yeah, he's dropped a whole different person.
Sound like it.
Yeah, so we're gonna have this strong guy. He's got great foot movement, great hands, big as a mountain. I mean, it's really kind of reminds me of Mount Cody.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to be good on that front. I mean, granted, we got DJ Dale. DJ Dale's been hurt quite a bit, so maybe he'll come in. He should start at the beginning. He's got the most experience. But something tells me by the Texas game, they're going to have Otis in there in the middle, pushing that middle. Because, well, let me ask you, what do you think Texas is going to have ready for us?
I don't know. I haven't kept up with a whole lot with Texas, what they're doing and stuff. I don't know.
Well, let me ask you this. How bad do you think Steve Sarkisian wants to beat Nick Saban?
I think he'd want to. That'd put a big feather in his cap if he could do that.
So that tells me he's going to draw up and come up with every scheme he can. So we're going to have as much push up the front as we can get.
Yeah. Will Anderson's still there, ain't he, this year?
Yes, Will's still there.
You got both of them. Man, that's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see that, man, with both of them.
I can't wait either. My biggest thing is I can't get too excited because last year I got really pumped on our defense and got really let down. So even though I see all this talent, I see how great all these people are, I got to wait and see them do it.
Yeah.
But, right now, I ain't going to wait no longer. I've been so excited to talk to this man. It's just, I've watched him, much as I hate to say it, black and white TV, but that's where I watched him at. But I want to bring on now the myth, the legend, the great number 15 quarterback for Alabama, Jack O'Rear. Hey, Jack, how you doing, sir? Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. I am doing great. Thank you.
I got William Bryant here. He's having to work, but he came via his phone. So if we lose him a little bit, me and you just going to have to take over and go from there.
We'll do it.
But I guess one of the first things I would like to ask you, sir, is that I was curious about how does it feel even today to still have one of your Coca-Cola football cards still out there for sale that you could go buy today?
I didn't know it was still for sale.
Yeah, you can go online and order them today. I think Amazon's even selling them.
Are they on sale for 7 cents?
No, sir. Actually, $4.
Well, the older you get, the better I was. So maybe it's growing.
That's outstanding. Just a quick question. How do you think about how the game has changed for the SEC quarterback from the time you played?
Well, they're so talented now. I mean, really, when you take a look at it, we had Todd who was really talented. But the rest of the wishbone quarterbacks were, and I'm not being disparaging when I say that, were great athletes, but they just didn't possess everything that the kids do today. I mean, these arms that the guys got today are just phenomenal. We didn't have to throw the football. If we threw the football 6 to 10 times in a game, we were doing well. Or we might have been behind. I don't know. But for the most part, the kids today are just so talented. In high school, they're going to these 7-on-7 camps from the time they're freshmen in high school, and they just get to see rep after rep after rep. And when it comes to playing, and it's just a different ball game today.
I can't deny that one at all. But with that being said, sir, how do you think with the talent that we have now at quarterbacks and running backs and somebody started running that wishbone again, how do you think that would work?
Well, we wouldn't have the quarterbacks at Alabama that we have now. That's for sure. They wouldn't go to a wishbone school. They'd end up at Navy or Army. But it was a different era. To me, it was the greatest offense in the world. But you can't subject these quarterbacks today getting hit in a game 30 and 40 times. They're not going to last. The kids are bigger, they're stronger, they're faster, and when they hit you, they hurt.
That is true. William, you got anything you want to jump in here on?
No, sir. I think y'all covered it pretty good.
Oh, I ain't done yet. I got so many for him, it's not even funny. Well, one of them I've got, or actually I've got two. I'm going to go ahead and get started with. Joy, that you met earlier,
Right.
He wanted me to ask you, did you ever climb the tower?
No,
No.
never did.
Did it sneak in or nothing?
No, sir.
Did you know anybody that did?
I think I saw a couple of former players. I think Namath went up there while Coach Bryant was up there. So, I mean, it wasn't illegal to go up there, just nobody ever did.
The way I always thought it was a non-touchable thing. That was Bear's shrine and nobody's there.
Well, I while he was up there, I would say you probably shouldn't go up there unless you are Joe Namath or someone of that stature. But for the most part, I don't think it was taboo. If you wanted to go up there and take a look around, I'm sure you could. I just never did.
Now, I have to take a little offense what you just said, though. Unless you are a Joe Namath. Sir, you were awesome, brother. You was one of the first dual threat quarterbacks out there.
I think you did not see the real film on me.
I did. Now, I've seen the injuries too. Don't get me wrong.
I could run pretty well, but when it came to the passing game, we needed a little more help than me.
Well, I didn't say you threw more than you ran. I'm just saying you did good. You did great at both of them. But and then my other question that Joey wanted me to ask you, now, but I'm going to do it in a nice way, is he wanted to know what was the worst butt chewing you got from Coach Bear Bryant?
Actually, never got one from Coach Bryant. He was always fairly even keel with the quarterbacks. So I never really got chewed out by Coach Bryant in regards to playing or what was going on. Coach Mal Moore, that's a different story. But we got it chewed pretty regularly in our meetings and on a daily basis with watching film. So, yes, but from Coach Bryant, never.
How was the film study back in your time? How was it?
In the olden days, we didn't have a 20-hour work week like they do today. So we could, after practice, we could go. Now, we didn't film our practices like they do today.
Right.
But, we watched film from our past games with the upcoming opponent from years past. So, you could spend an hour and a half, 2 hours a night watching film. We also watch film every day before practice with Coach Moore in our quarterback meetings, and he would show us what was going to be coming on. So we spent quite a few hours in film room watching what was going on.
Boy, I know the technology today, the way they go through it, they can freeze frame, they can back up. It's major because the film study that, I never played college. I went in the military instead of going into college, but my high school, that little bit of real film we was watching, you almost had to get up on the screen just to see what was going on then.
Yeah, well, it hadn't changed much when I was in college, believe me. We were going back and forth. He had the little reverse button, and he would reverse. Coach Moore would reverse that thing for, it seemed like, okay, let's go to the next play, but see what he's doing, see what this guy's doing. And we would spend hours in there with him.
I was one of the things I do remember, believe it or not, and I'd like to get your opinion now since I'm here with you, is that last drive against Florida State. I know you probably had to talk about it a million times in 1974 for the win. What was really going through your mind? I mean, was it nervousness? We got to have this, or we got this?
No, we were pretty much beaten, except for the fact that we still had a little bit of time. And when they gave us the safety. It allowed us to win the game with the field goal. I wasn't nervous. I didn't think I was going in. I was not the passing quarterback. Robert Fraley was the passing quarterback. So I didn't have, 2.5 minutes left to go in the game. I figured they'll throw Robert out there. He'll throw a pass. We'll kick a field goal. We'll win the game. Unbeknownst to me, he sent me in, and he called a pass play. And I'm thinking to myself, what is wrong with them? I mean, this is not supposed to be. Fortunately for us, Ozzie was wide open. He caught it. We didn't do anything for the next 3 downs, and then Bucky Berry, Mr. Clutch, came in and kicked the field goal when we won 8-7. It was a game we really deserved to lose, and we fortunately won the game.
I've heard that more than one time on that one. I think my grandfather even said that. Don't know how they came out with this one.
Yeah, really. It was bad. We were actually talking about it Saturday when we went to watch practice Saturday, and there were some of the old folks there that were talking about it, and it great memories. But really, we didn't play well at all, and actually deserved to lose, and we fortunately won the game.
That is outstanding. Hey, William, do you remember Alabama in 1976? How well do you remember that year?
I don't remember. I knew that was that was whenever I started high school, I think. So.
Look at you now. You got me by a year. But
I'm just a youngster.
To me, 1976 had to be one hell of a year. Ups and downs. You was either on top of the world, on bottom of the world. I mean, how did y'all feel on that one?
Well, it was first of all, we were very young, and I'm not sure at that point in time that we really knew how to win. Although we had seen other teams do it, I don't think we knew how to. We just weren't a team, and we end up getting beat right off the bat by Ole Miss, and then played a sorry game against Georgia, who just beat us like a bass drum. And then things started picking up steam and momentum. And by the end of the year, that team turned it around to where I feel like we were probably one of the top 5 teams in the country, although we had a record of 9-3.
Right. I remember that year immensely. Can't say I never heard my grandfather say the words that he said during that year, but it was either praise or damnation, one or the other.
Well, the whole thing, it came to a head basically against Southern Mississippi. 24-0 lead going in the fourth quarter, and we got beat 8-0 in the fourth quarter. Coach Bryant was hot, and that's when he called the Sunday morning practice. So after another thing he probably couldn't do today because of the 20-hour limit on what you can do. So we ended up, he told us that at a meeting when we got back to the dorm, he said, practice will be at 8:00 in full pads. It'll be the best against the best, and we'll be there until we get it straightened out. And we were there for quite some time. But after that, our team started to gel, and we started playing very well. And other than the Notre Dame game where we got beat, we didn't lose another game.
No, you didn't. And that Notre Dame game was, that was a game.
That was a hard one. That was a
heartbreaker, if I remember it correctly. And I wasn't on the field. It's just me watching as a fan. It was a heartbreaker. I think I actually shed some tears that game, if I remember correctly.
Oh, it was awful. It was awful because we had that game. We had it. We started off playing very poorly. I gave up to them, and then fought back and had a chance in the fourth quarter and just didn't pull it out.
It was close, though. It was close. All right, now then, I'm going to try to pull some, I guess I'm going to say fatherly advice out of you.
Okay.
What kind of advice can you give these young gentlemen today that's coming out of high school that are dual threat quarterbacks and how hard it is to stay healthy when you're running the ball and
Right.
things that, how important education is, because you just one hit away and
Correct.
your career's gone.
Absolutely. Well, there's no doubt about it. You've got to go to school with the mind of getting an education. Whatever education you want, whatever field you choose, you've got to do that. You can't rely on a pro contract. I mean, you take a look at the number of college athletes that go to the pros. It's reduced dramatically. So it's one of those things where you better get your education and study to do that before you do anything else. As far as the quarterbacks are concerned, especially these dual threats, you got to protect yourself if you can. In the wishbone, it was hard to protect yourself because somebody's coming after you at all times, and they're still coming to you. But today, you can get out of bounds, you can throw the ball away, you can do some things to help avoid those hits, and you can get a good offensive line. That'd be the first thing. But it's just it's so difficult. And with the kids, like I said earlier, is that you're talking about a kid that weighs 245 pounds, 6'3", and he's running a 4.6 40. When he gets there, he's carrying a load. So you need to be able to fall with the right way and try not to get into too many bad situations.
That's difficult to do.
Oh, yes,
Wayland,
it is.
you got any NIL questions you would like to ask Jack?
What does he think about it? Do you think that affects how a player will do? I mean, will it motivate him more? Want to have his name, image, and likeness on?
Well, I hope not. I mean, and I think Coach Saban talked about this a couple of years ago when they were doing it. What are you going to college for? Are you're representing your school? You're there to get an education. All the other stuff will come if you do the right things to begin with. And if you're going to a school because they're paying you the most money, might as well be professional sports. And I didn't like it when it happened. I still don't like it today. But that's what we live in, and that's how we have to deal with it. And Alabama's got to do the exact same thing. They've got to learn to deal with it and figure it out and see where it takes their athletes.
I have to agree with that. My biggest concern I've got, and is that the biggest thing that's been with going from high school or elementary, high school to college is you had developing steps to help you become a man, a person, and a successful player in life.
Correct.
And with this NIL, I'm scared that these college kids are going to get one, and then they don't want to listen to their coach no more. Why should I want to listen to you when I'm making more money than you?
Yeah, I hope that's not the case. I hope that a kid, when he goes to school, that he has enough character about him that, he wants to lead a team to victory, and he's going to put in the time, the work, and the effort to do so. But if it's not, the players will see through that. And if they're out for themselves, the players will see that, and it won't be as easy for him in college as it would be for someone that is out really to help his team win a football game.
God, I hope you're right. I love your positive attitude on this one. It just scares the daylights out of me. Because naturally you would think, name, image, and likeness. I can make money, so I need to be the best player I can be. I need to work even harder to maintain that.
Well, I'm in agreement, but I look at it from the standpoint, if I'm not looking for that, and I'm just trying to get better at everything that I do, all of that will come. Coach Saban talks about the process at Alabama. You may not be a starter this year coming out of high school, but if you stick with the process, at some point in time, you look at Mac Jones.
Thank you.
3 years behind some great quarterbacks, but when it was his time, he was ready. Andrew McCarron as well. Same way. He stayed behind some good quarterbacks.
They took the time.
Aaron's time, he showed up.
Yep. When he finally got his shot, and look where he's at. He's starting quarterback for the Patriots now.
Correct.
Now I'm going to turn the table just a little bit on because I know I'm running a little bit over on your time. So I'm going to kind of close this out pretty quick. But got a little personal question for you here.
Okay.
How do you think your brother John would have done playing football instead of going to baseball?
He would have played well. He would have played well. He was a great athlete. You may not know this about him, but he was recruited by Alabama and Southern in football. He was one of the top 100 players, parade All-American. He was one of the top 100 basketball players, and he was the second pick of the Orioles, like the number 28th player chosen. So he was just a great athlete, and he was hard-nosed. And yes, he would have played well at Alabama. I envisioned him being a strong safety, and he would have been tough enough to handle it.
That's a make. I mean, I couldn't find much information on your brother. I got to find out a little bit here and there, but I couldn't find out what you just shared. And thank you for sharing that. But what I was seeing, reading that he was a just all-around athlete. He could be on special teams if you wanted him to be. That's the reason I had to ask you that question.
Well, he ended up at Kansas for 1 year with Coach Bud Moore, who was at Alabama and recruited Johnny. And he went out there and played strong safety and was their punter the year that they upset Oklahoma in 1975. So,
did not know that. That is great information. Well, Jack, I do appreciate you being here, man. I don't want to take out no more of your time. I know I went over a little bit with you, but it's just been such an honor. I mean, straight up, sir. I've watched you. I've got a lot of. I know people talk about, well, he was injury prone. Yeah, but look how he played. Look what he did after he got his injury. The man didn't give up. He played through it all.
Can I tell you a secret? The only reason I got injured, so I didn't have to practice.
I think that's what they're doing nowadays, too.
I can't much blame them. Hey, I appreciate you having me on here. It's been a pleasure.
Well, thank you, sir, and I hope we can have you back sometime. So I got another 3 pages of questions for you, but I didn't want to take all your time up tonight. But, sir, it is an honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Wayland, me and you now, sir.
All righty.
Well, what'd you think about Jack?
I like him. I like him. He's one of them legends that we talk about from Alabama, don't we? Where legends are made.
That is true. I mean, good Lord. I mean, I hear a lot of negatives with him as far as he was injury prone, but he played through most of them. Now, yes, granted, he might not have the greatest arm in the world. I'll give you that one. But we was winning games with him. I mean, if anybody would just go back and look at that 1974 Florida State game, that last drive that man did, dude, you can't deny he was a legend. He was awesome.
Yeah. I remember the name now. So sure do. Well, did you see down there in the chat that Wayland's out in there? There he is.
Got Wayland here now. He just showed up.
Yeah, I had to have
Better late than never.
I have my nose operated on, William. My big nose.
Oh, Lord.
There's mine. You want to see mine?
He's got some of that beautification stuff done now. Tell us about the Hall of Fame, sir.
I went pretty good. We had a thunderstorm there last night. Of course, the lights went off. I tell you what, we had to. It took us about. We was after 10 o'clock getting done there when the storms came through. They wasn't that bad, but I don't know. Just when the wind blows the wrong way here, the lights. That's the way it goes. You know.
So they give you a plaque or what? What'd you get?
I got a ring. We didn't get plaques this year. The rings, I'll show it to everybody. They're getting it sized now, so we didn't get plaques. They plaques this year. They done rings this year. So when I get it out, I'll let everybody. I'll show it to y'all later.
Did you actually wear a tux or a suit?
No, I just had a. I was just pulling y'all's leg. Y'all ought to know me by now.
After I said I wanted pictures of you, it was in a tux.
No, I didn't wear no tuxedo. No. My football coach had on a regular short sleeve shirt, no Izod shirt, regular short sleeve Izod shirt. There wasn't anybody. It was just a little old casual event. They wouldn't, but I think there was about 40 of us all together. I think there might have been a little less than 40. They wasn't that many of us. I hope all y'all doing all right. I hate I didn't get to give y'all no info about the my skin cancer today, but I had to. It's one of them things like last Thursday. It's one of them spur of the moment things. So here I am. But anyway, I'm alive. So that's all that counts anyway.
That's right.
That's right.
Prayers for you, brother. I'm glad you're doing good.
Yeah. Y'all carry on. I'll just listen. Y'all go ahead.
Well, we ain't got much more time left here. We got done with Jack, and it was a pleasure talking with him. I mean, I could spend another hour talking with him easily.
Oh, yeah. He's a knowledgeable man. He's been around the block. And, yeah, I knew you had a brother that was a huge athlete.
John.
Yeah, I don't know if he played professional baseball or not, but I know he was a heck of a baseball player.
Well, yeah, I also said that Joe Namath actually went up in the tower with the Bear.
Yeah. That's when what was that story my father-in-law told me about that? I was trying. Howard Snellenberger went up there and got Joe Namath, and when he got him back to the field, Coach Bryant told Coach Snellenberger bring him up to the tower. I think he's the only one that ever went up that tower. If I'm not mistaken, that was Howard Snellenberger. If y'all remember Howard, he was a coach at Miami at one time at University of Miami. Coach Snellenberger was.
True.
Yeah.
That is true. Well, we got Joy in here in the chat line wanting to know what we're doing the show without him. I already explained you talk over everybody all the time, and we just left you out of this show.
He's in timeout.
Yeah, he's in timeout. There you go.
I didn't do it, Joey. I didn't do it.
But I did mess up though. I was supposed to. I got Jack off just a little bit too quick, even though we've had him over like 10 minutes past what he agreed to.
Right.
We had Justin Riley wanted to ask one more question, and I just couldn't get to it. Couldn't get to it.
I got to put my other glasses on. I got my eyes swelled up and everything else. I look like I've been in road rash, man. I tell you.
Well, how long is it going to take for you to heal up?
I don't know. I had one taken off my ear about a year ago. It healed up real good. It usually takes, I don't know, a couple of weeks. They scrape it and cut it off. You might not even be able to see it. It's just a big red spot there where they just sort of froze it and sliced it off and then take it, and send it off and check it and all that stuff, But he said it wasn't nothing but just a red. So, okay. Anyway.
Well, that's all right. Well, we're glad to see you're healthy and back.
Yeah, I'm back.
That's the main thing.
Well, we'd like to know.
So I guess Joey doesn't like the name Joseph. Is that what it is?
Must be.
Okay.
Anyway, quick question for you, Wayland. I know you've been busy with everything. I didn't know if you had any thoughts. I have an idea what you're going to say, but any thoughts on these new verbal commits for the 2023 class?
Hey, we need that speedster kid out of Louisville. We need him. We need these kids coming in the transfer portal. And I hope Greg Sankey and Nick Saban can get together and get a waiver and get those two boys from Georgia, those offensive linemen. I don't see how Georgia can keep them there. I mean, I don't see, they're going to have to give them their waiver. If they want to leave, they're going to have to let them leave. So,
true.
Let them come to Alabama. One of them, I think I looked at and one of them was 6'6", 340. The other one was 6'3", 298, I think, something like that. So, I mean, you got another guy 6'6", 6'7", 330 pounds. You got two tackles that size. You got something on your hands there. If you got some athletes, man, you got two tackles that big. Bring them on. I mean, we need them. We need everything we can get.
Well, William, question for you on this line. Do you
Okay.
think that college football is starting to get with the NIL and the transfer portal like basketball one and done teams?
That's a possibility. I believe that's a definite possibility. It could be like that.
I mean, to me, it's like, okay, yes, we have this great talent coming in here. Yes, we do. And we need them. Don't get me wrong. God, we need them. We need these two offensive linemen. We need this speed demon from Louisville. Yes, we do. But he's only going to play 1 year. So we're going to sacrifice the process of bringing up younger guys that they may or may not stay for a guaranteed speedster that could help us get a championship this year. If that's the case, we are looking at one and done teams.
So I got a question for y'all then.
Yes.
On these transfer portals, do they already have it worked out to the school that they're going to, or is it just you just go in there and whatever random school needs somebody like that, they come and pick you, or is this all free?
Right. Well, no, that's a little playtime there. That's some of where they're saying that coaches are going in behind the scene and drawing them in, and they're going in. But the bottom line is they go in a transfer portal, then all the coaches and colleges can offer them.
Oh, okay. That's what I was wondering how that worked.
Yeah.
Then we got today we got like Justin was saying, Perry. He's they call him a defensive end, but he's a good outside linebacker. He did agree to come with us, so that's outstanding.
Yeah. Yeah. We got the guy from Vanderbilt too, so I think
yes, offensive lineman.
Yeah, maybe he'll bring some smarts with him. I hope so.
Hope he brings.
I think that's going to.
Go ahead.
I just going to say I think that's going to help us more than hurt us, because all these other, good athletes are leaving because they don't get played, and I'm afraid that's what's going to be. That's already happened to Al. Look at Paul. He's already left, but I think Arizona State got themselves a good quarterback.
I do too.
I
expect
really
big things for them with Paul Tyson because I still love him. I thought he was a great quarterback myself.
I do too. And Stevens even said that he had a rocket arm on him. I don't know why they didn't ever play him. He was tall enough; he could sure see over the other, the opposite teams. He was plenty tall enough.
Well, I'm hoping that our Vanderbilt transfer offensive tackle, Mr. Steen, will be a steamroller. I hope.
Yeah.
Because in the running game of Vandy, if you go back and watch last year's game against Georgia, now granted they got their eyes stomped out against Georgia. I ain't denying that. But if you look at his play specifically against them great Georgia defenders, and nobody can deny Georgia had one of the best defensive lines in all of college football last year. But if you watch just his play against them, he held his own. He did good. I'm very proud of him. So if he can do it against them, please come on. We need you. All right, gentlemen, I'm going to have to cut this a little short tonight. I apologize on it. We had some technical difficulties, which is definitely my fault. Joey kind of warned me about it, but it didn't do no good. I still messed up. So I'll go back into training and hopefully next time come out better. But I want to thank both of you gentlemen. Wayland, once again, congratulations.
Yeah,
William,
sir.
Happy you made it home safe, brother. Always praying for you. And everybody have a great night, and thank y'all so much.
Yes, sir.
See ya.
I knew it.